Hello, 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 hello. This year we played a lot of new games and unlocked quite a few achievements. We played 55 games. 22 were new, 2 were demos, 2 were playtests. We unlocked 476 achievements, and that's over 35 games. 52% played with keyboard and mouse, 48% with a controller. Now that's a stat that's going to be skewed because and you'll see this when we get to the tier list, there's a few games that I play exclusively with controller that are not included on here because I don't have them on Steam. But I am surprised to see that 52% of my play is keyboard and mouse. I generally favor controller in games, so that's interesting to see. And then my most played games for the year, Baldur's Gate 3 at 11%, Monster Hunter Wilds at 8%, and Subnautica at 5%. Which sounds crazy that Subnautica had 5% of my playtime when it was only 12 sessions. And then how we compared to the Steam community. We unlocked 476 achievements. Median is 11. Seems low. We played 55 games. Steam median is 4. That stat surprised me when I saw it. 4 games is the median. That's a game every 3 months, basically. Which sounds insane to me. Especially when you consider, like, I don't really play them much, but, like, there's a lot of free-to-play games. Probably more casuals on Steam nowadays. I mean, that's probably true. It just seems so crazy. And then the longest streak was 41 days. I was kind of surprised it was 41 days. My thought is maybe I was probably going on a decent streak, and then I played like Hollow Knight for 2 weeks. I'd be curious if I could combine all my stats to know how many days out of the year I played. 14% is spent by all Steam users. I'm really surprised to see new releases at 28% because I think there's a few early year games that carry that, like Wilds and like Ender Magnolia and stuff. But most of what I played this year was old games. It's kind of interesting to see that 40% of Steam users generally are playing games from 8 or so years ago. But I guess that makes sense because what was it? The Steam hardware survey, even like this year, I think that was the first year the 1060 wasn't the top ranked thing. I think it was the 1660 Ti. But yeah, 40% sounds like a lot. But then I think about it and I think like what came out 8 years ago, and that's like Nier Automata falls in there. What I play by the numbers. Okay, it looks like I venture into survival. Don't know what survival is. What hunting is, sorry, other than Monster Hunter. I think it's just Monster Hunter. Souls-likes, that makes sense. A lot of Souls-likes. Quite a bit turn-based. I'm surprised turn-based isn't capped out. It has a dip in Metroidvania, and that's strictly from Ender Lilies. Most of my Metroidvania stuff is done off of Steam. Both Hollow Knight and Silksong, which fall in that category, are Switch games for me. I bought them on Switch. Farming Sim, pretty much just Sun Haven, I think, and Subnautica and Below Zero. So in general, most of the time you'll find the categories I prefer to play handheld will be Metroidvanias, and then strategy RPGs like your Fire Emblems, like when I pick up Final Fantasy Tactics, that remake, I'm going to pick that up on Switch too. I'm just going to. That's how I prefer to be able to just take them, sit on the couch, play a couple maps, lay in bed, play a couple maps. Like I take them as bite-sized experiences. But we added 6 new friends. We gifted 3 games. We earned 2 badges. Not sure for what. And we wrote 1 review. Now, I don't know what the fuck I wrote a review for this year. My only thought is maybe I wrote about how shitty the performance Monster Hunter Wilds was. Maybe that was it. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have written a review over. Take a closer look at my top played games. We played Baldur's Gate 3, 11% of our total playtime. I need to go back. I shouldn't be one of those quit at Act 3 people. I need to finish it. I need to beat it. This one surprised me. Monster Hunter Wilds was my second most played game. We played it in March when it came out, and then we've hopped in for both of these were single days. I hopped in for 1 day. So I'm really surprised Wilds hits up here as one of my actually most played games. And then Subnautica. I can take that. I can accept Subnautica. I was pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed Subnautica. Subnautica has a lot of things I gripe, but that's where I'm at with it. I bitch and I do that a lot though. I'll bitch and moan and complain about games Usually when I do it the most, though, it's games I'm enjoying a lot of other aspects for, and then I have things to gripe about because it could be done better because I enjoy so much other stuff about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't complain. I would just drop the game, right? It's so close to, like, there's so many good things going for it that the bad stuff, and I don't even want to say bad stuff, a lot of times it's the inconvenient stuff or the annoying stuff really stands out. And so you mention it. Like, for instance, Minecraft, perfect example. For 90% of the population, maybe 95% of the people who play that game are never going to care about moving while it's stopped in the inventory. But that's a big deal to me because I know it could be done because they do it in other games. Because you're in like a survival world where you can get attacked whenever you're doing pretty much anything. It's kind of a glaring issue that you can't run away while menuing. It's something I'm going to complain about, because it could be done a little bit better. We did... Oh, I thought it was going to tell me hours here. It only tells me %. This is less useful than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to give me hours. 44% of my playtime was with a controller, which is different than what it said up top because it said 48 and 52%. So I'm not really sure how I'm only 44%. Down here, Steam, a little inconsistent. Longest streak, August 18th to September 28th. In January, Ender Magnolia, Vermintide 2, Utawe Rei Ramonu, Prelude to the Fallen, Valheim. So we did play Valheim this year. I was not sure. I couldn't remember if we played any Valheim this year or it was all last year. Because we were the top 10% of streamers playing Valheim in 2024. Lethal Company, Summer Pockets, Baldur's Gate 3, Pow World, Buckshot Roulette, and Necopara Volume 3. That's a random one at 2% of the time. And then Dark Souls 3. February, Neo, Monster Hunter Wilds playtest, Final Fantasy 3, Prelude to the Fallen, Summer Pockets, Valheim, Vermintide, Monster Hunter Wilds, No Time to Relax got added there. March was our least played games month, but it's because we played 82% in Monster Hunter Wilds. And then we also played Oh Dear with Koi and Anwa for the first time, which that game is so cute. We need to go and play more Oh Dear. It is so fun. It's just so not serious. It's such a chill and talk shit with the friends kind of game. The Game of the Year nominee and winner for 9 categories at TGA, Claire Obscura Expedition 33, was our April game. Finished Neo that month as well. We dipped into Title Update 1, and then we played No Time to Relax, Koi and Anwa again, and Oh Dear. May was just Night Rain, Expedition 33, and Monster Hunter. This was my month, man. I'm in RPG heaven. I'm playing Peak. I'm playing with Sabby and Bell and Oda. We're hunting stuff, and then I'm playing with Nugget and Kosa and stuff, and we're hunting stuff in Night Rain. Like, this was the Ash plays with people month, but also I'm gonna chill and do my own thing. It was such a disjointed month of gameplay. June, we started Subnautica. We fell into the Subnautica hole. We did our collab with Glow for A Way Out. We did the A Way Out collab with Glow, where we were having a good time. We were hanging out, and then she betrayed me and killed me. And I will never forgive her for that. She scarred me physically, mentally. I don't think I'm ever going to get over it. But, we have to live. We have to continue our lives. Unfortunately, now I've been murdered and betrayed, and it's unfortunate. We also did Final Fantasy IV and Valkyrie Elysium, which I have now dropped for the second time as of that stream. I don't know what it is about that game because I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I don't seem to want to stream it. July, we finished off Subnautica and we started Below Zero. We have Night Rain played. We started Sunhaven. We also played Lethal Company. Pilgrim, it's when we played Pilgrim with them as well. Star Ocean, The Divine Force is at sub 1%. In The Divine Force, I tried to play on my Steam Deck, and it ran like absolute butt cheeks. August, we played a lot of games. Sunhaven, Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy VI, Holo Cure, Final Fantasy V, Below Zero. Peak makes its way into the rankings. We finally played that. We played Night Rain. We played Lethal Company. We played Honey Pop Devil Date. We did our Dead Cells single stream run that we beat Dead Cells in a single stream. Scribble It, we played with Onwin Koi. That was fun. It's like a Pictionary type thing. We played the Exit 8, which was a fun stream. Loved that game. That was so much fun. We played No Time to Relax. We tried out Guilty as Sock, which was very confusing. September, Dark Souls 2, Sekiro, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls Remastered, Elden Ring. We finally played Repo with Boogie, Nugget, and Glow. Not a fan. I know maybe I get flack for it. I'm not, I don't really like Repo that much. October. This is also a good month. A lot of firsts. So this is Glow month. This was the month we played games with Glow. We did Dead by Daylight. We did Escape the Backrooms with Glow. We did Man of Medan with Glow. We did Little Hope with Glow. And we did Phasmophobia with Glow. That said, we did also do Phasmo with Enki and Anwa. We did 2 Phasmo sessions. We played Resident Evil 0 through 4. November was Baldur's Gate. Glow snuck in with another collab with House of Ashes. We played Peak with Sabby and Bell, and then we also played it with Glow's Knights. We did a lot of peeking. Jump King makes its way back on the list because I've started playing it on the Steam Deck. I don't know why I decided to start doing this. It'll just be like I'll have 10 minutes here. I'll just play Jump King for a few minutes. It's a bad idea. It's a rage game. I'm probably going to get really angry and throw my handheld console across the room at some point. It hasn't happened, but it's probably not a smart idea. I probably shouldn't be doing this. And then so far this month, all we've done is Are We There Yet and Jump King. That doesn't sound right, but then it sounded dumb, sounded weird, but then I remembered, oh yeah, we've been playing things not on Steam. We've been playing Silksong, which I have on Switch too, and we've been playing Minecraft. It looks like they have recaps for 2022, 23, and 24. I didn't see these. This is the first year I've seen this show up. If you're wanting to do your Steam recap and go check it out for yourself, if you go all the way up to the top bar of Steam and you go to your name, it's at the very bottom under inventory. You can see your Steam replay for the year. So that's fun. We're not going to look at the other years outside of the first stat. I'm kind of curious how many games I played. I just want to see how many games. We did 26 games last year. For reference, we did 55 this year. In 2023, we did 22 games as well. Okay, that's consistent. Was I just too much of a gamer this year? How many did we play in 2022? 25 games. Okay. So I've mentioned it before. I made a really concerted effort this year to try to tackle my backlog of stuff and not buy a bunch of new games. And I think it shows right there. We played on average 30-ish more games, 33 some years, 29 more than last year. Yeah, like we played a lot more games.